Hello, my beautiful. I forgot. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. So this video is going to be all about pricing. So I'm going to basically teach you how to set your prices as a copywriter. It's a little bit of a difficult process, but I know I will walk you through it. And the benefit of that for you is going to be that you will be set up to always earn as much as you want. So if you're ready, let's go. So I have some news for you. There is no standard rate for copywriters, okay? There's not like an average salary, or there's no one governing this. There's literally nothing there to give you an idea of how much you should charge your clients. Now, there will be two types of people watching this video. You're either the one that's like, oh, that's freaking awesome, and you're already picking out the color of your Lambo, or you're the other type of person that's like biting their nails right now. Like, okay, so how the hell do I know? Like, how do I know how much I should charge? If you're the second type of person, if that makes you nervous, it's probably because, well, one, you would just prefer if somebody else told you how much you will get paid for the job. It's kind of like when you apply and they just give you a salary and you're like, okay, that seems fair. Or you just never thought about it. Maybe you just never thought about how much is your time worth. And yeah, most of us don't. We don't think about it. So when I started copywriting, my first client, she was paying me about $40 an hour. Like, I've been cold emailing, trying to get clients, and then one of them responds and she's like, let's get on a call right now. So basically, we got on the phone and she's like, listen, what I need is somebody to sit down with me for an hour and help me plan out this strategy and blah, 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 blah. So I agreed, and then she goes, well, okay, what's your hourly rate? And I was like, I didn't know, but I wanted to say something really quickly so I don't sound like a complete newbie, just like, oh, I don't know how much you want to pay me. So I was like, £35. And she's like, well, there was this pause, like this moment of silence, and to me it lasted forever, but it was literally a second. And in that second I just felt so much guilt. I was like, oh my god, £35, that's so much money. She's just gonna say no to me. Bear in mind, I was in a job that was paying me like, I don't know, maybe £9. So it was, or maybe less. It was like the minimum wage at the time. So I was like, £35, that's a lot. But then she was like, what? Like, that's super cheap, no? So straight away she booked the appointment. She set the time and the date for the consultation. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I really want you to know that there is no standard. Like, this was literally my first client. I had no idea what I was doing, and to her, £35 was nothing. To me, that was like triple of what I was making at my previous job, and it seemed like a lot of money. But the thing I want you to pay attention to is the fact that I felt guilty. Like, as soon as I said £35, I was like, no, that's way too much. Like, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve to be paid this much. I don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. So all these thoughts came at me. And if she was if she was paying a little bit more attention, she would have realized that I'm not confident in my price, and she could have easily bargained me down to like £11 if she wanted to. But she didn't catch on, because to her that was already cheap, and she was like, yeah, let's go. So I want you to pay attention to those feelings, because if you feel like you're not good enough to charge a certain amount, then when you're talking to your clients, that's going to show through. Right? Because when they ask you for your rate and you go, well, I charge this much per hour or this much per word, and they just stop for a minute, you're gonna be so nervous and so ready to like just go down on the price. And then when you're doing the work for them, you will feel like you're basically overcharging them and you're stealing from them. So you will be either overcompensating by doing more than you should be, or you will just feel guilty the whole time and you will feel shame the whole time. And let me tell you one thing, you don't want to invite shame into your business or into your life or anywhere. Like, it doesn't belong, right? So that's why you need to find a price that you feel comfortable with. You don't want to charge too little either, because then that completely twists it around, and instead of overcompensating, you're not doing enough because you're like you're basically stealing from me. I'm doing this for you for free, and you don't do your best, and then you don't deliver your best work, and you feel used. And again, you're inviting shame. You don't want to do that. You want to find a number that you feel good about, that you're like, you know what, yeah, this is how much I'm worth, and I'm super confident with saying that to my client, and I'm super confident I'm making a deal like this, and I know that I will do my best for this amount, because it's what I feel my work is worth. So in my opinion, the easiest way to come up with this price is to literally just sit down with yourself for, I don't know, 10 minutes and think of different numbers that come to you and see how you feel about each one. For example, there are different ways you can charge your customers as well, and I would suggest that you prepare a price for each one of these. So this is going to be your practical exercise for today. I'm going to give you different pricing models, and then you will come up with a number for each one, and then you will basically have to sit down and ask yourself if that's right, if you think you deserve a little bit more or a little bit less or whatever. So the first one is the traditional like price per word. So this is what I used to use. I'm kind of moving away from it now because I realize that it can get complicated with certain things. So yeah, you would basically set your price per word. I'm not giving you any ideas. I want you to come up with your own numbers. The next one would be a price per page. So for example, if you're writing a if you're writing website copy for somebody, you can just charge them per website page. So it could be their homepage, their about us page, or contact page, whatever. You just give them a price per page on their website. The next price would be per hour, of course. So you can charge them an hourly rate for instance, consultations or for the work. If you prefer to do it that way, you say to them, listen, it usually takes me around this many hours to write this many words, and this is my price per hour. It might be easier for you to price yourself like that, because then you can compare it to previous jobs, etc. The next one would be per month. So what you can do is you can offer an unlimited package where somebody can just keep sending you orders for copy. Like, this is really good if somebody is starting a new campaign in their business and they need, maybe a landing page copy, some email, sales emails campaign, and maybe some Facebook ads, and they want to test different things. So you just say, okay, I can work with you on an unlimited basis for a month, and it's going to cost you this much. And then also per campaign. So if somebody has a business where they're, for instance, drop shipping different products, they will have, a campaign for every product. So you can basically offer them that, to say, okay, I will write the emails and the Facebook ads and this for one product, unlimited for a month, for instance, or, just for whatever time period they're going to focus on the campaign. And then it's going to cost you this much. And then for 2 products, it will be this much, this much, this much, or 2 campaigns. So these are the different pricing models that you can use to actually work out how much you're going to charge for your work. So I hope you've been writing them down. If not, here they are. And you can screenshot this and then sit down with yourself and ask yourself, how much do you think you deserve for doing each one of those? Okay, so what's left to say is just some of my final tips that I give to you as your fellow copywriter. The first thing, and this is something I had to learn the hard way from a client. So what I used to do is, because my prices were here and my confidence was here, I always felt like I was overcharging. So when I would get on a phone call with a client and we would start talking about the prices, I would say, okay, so my price is this. And then if they didn't respond for a second, I would say, oh, but for you it's going to be this. And then I would lower it and lower it. And then one client pointed this out to me. He said, Adriana, why do you start bargaining with me before I even say anything? He says 99% of your clients will just say yes to the price that you give them. They will not bargain with you. They will just say yes, trust me. And it made me realize, I was like, why do I do that? And then I realized it's because I didn't feel confident with the price I was giving. So then I felt like I had to lower it down. So then I went back to my pricing list and I worked out a price I felt confident with. And then I wouldn't start the bargaining process. I would just give my price. And like you said, 99% of my clients just say yes without even questioning it. The second thing is about raising your prices. So of course, throughout your career, as you get better, you will want to raise your prices, or one day you will wake up and you'll be like, you know what, I want to earn more. So the only way to do this is to raise my prices or get more clients, or both, and I choose to do that. So raise your prices, but again, every time you raise them, sit down and think, do I feel confident with that price? Do I feel confident to raise them? And when you raise them with your already existing clients, you can give them a notice, like say, you know what, I'm raising my prices right now for all the new clients incoming, but for you, for instance, for another 3 months, I will work with you, or for another month or week, whatever, I will work with you at the standard rate. And then afterwards, you can either pay me the higher rate, or you can find somebody else, essentially. And it's no hard feelings. It's just, you know, my business move, and you either agree with it or you don't. That's a very good way. Or you can keep them at the low, at the previous rate, at their rate. You don't have to change it. You can just change it for your future clients. But it's up to you. But yeah, of course, you can raise your prices, and it's only right as you get more experience and better at your work that you raise your prices, because you want to earn more, essentially. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope this helped you. Now, I do run a newsletter for copywriters. It's the best, absolutely best newsletter ever that existed for copywriters. And you know that I deliver a lot of value. So if you want to be a part of that, and if you want to get more tips and advice right to your inbox, make sure you sign up in the link below. By the way, if you're wondering why my accent changes from video to video, I'm so sorry. It's literally that I grew up, so English is not my first language, which I know many of you will find a huge relief, because I know many of you speak a different language and you're wondering if you can work as a copywriter in English. Yes, you can. So basically, I learned English when I was about 10 or 11 years old, because we moved to England. And through that, my muscles in my mouth or around my mouth just developed in this weird way, and my brain, I guess, as well, that basically, depending on who I'm around, my accent changes. So if I am in the UK, I speak with a full-on British accent. You know what I mean, you get me. If I'm around Americans, then I will pick up an American accent. If I am by myself, it just depends on what day it is. So what day of the week it is. So basically, this is why it changes, and it can change. Like if I'm nervous, so at the beginning when I was making videos, I was super nervous. So it was like weird, and now it's different. Anyway, enough about me. So that, make sure you subscribe to my channel, you like this video, and you leave me a comment if you liked it. I respond to all the comments, and I'm very happy to have you as part of the community. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time.